I believe that KADENA is ridiculous. Hashtag Britney Spears. And of course, I'm not going to be talking about Britney Spears in this video because I'm going to be talking about KADENA's native cryptocurrency called KDA, because I think that KDA during the peak of this bull run could hypothetically at least go to the price of $50. And of course, I'm not saying it's going to happen, in the next 2 hours, next 10 hours, tomorrow. I'm not saying that, again, right, during the peak of this bull run. And why is that? It's because I think that KADENA represents a very special layer 1 blockchain, because when it comes to KADENA, it's highly decentralized, it's highly scalable, it's fast, and it's secure as well. And let's not forget, KADENA so far has been able to facilitate over 50 million transactions. I mean, caray, porra. And also on top of that, it even has over 8 major partnerships already, which I think is fantastic. And here's the thing, KADENA, when it compared to, right, many layer 1 blockchains out there, yeah, sure, it's not the biggest, but in my opinion, the fundamentals truly do speak for themselves in the sense that its leadership is A+. Because in my opinion, if a project is good, but if the leadership is caca, if it's doo-doo, if it's trash, quite essentially, then I think the project is going to go nowhere. But when it comes to KADENA, it has that covered, because when we take a look at the founders of KADENA, they're 2 individuals by the name of Will Martino and Stuart Popejoy. And Will Martino and Stuart Popejoy, they're no random Joe Schmo from El Pollo Loco or from Chipotle or from Burger King or something like that, because that's not the case. They happen to both, have amazing resumes, because they both actually helped build JP Morgan's first ever blockchain, now otherwise known as JPM Coin. So when you think about that, is their resume bad? I don't think so. Is it caca? No, that's not the case whatsoever. It truly does speak for itself. And let's not forget, right? KADENA has a very spectacular individual on their advisory team. And some people, they may be wondering, oh, who is that? Is it Snoop Dogg? Oh, is it Dr. Dre? Is it Dr. J? Absolutely not. I don't know if these people are even qualified. But yeah, besides that point, Snoop Dogg's hairline, it's all the way back here. He has to shave his cornrows. But besides that point, again, right? There's someone called Dr. Stuart Haber as part of their advisory team. And here's the thing. Dr. Stuart Haber, believe it or not, happens to be the co-inventor of blockchain. I mean, just let that sink in, right? The co-inventor of blockchain is part of KADENA's advisory team. I mean, that's ridiculous. Caray, porra. That's insane if you ask me. And here's the kicker, right? Everyone's a fan of Bitcoin. They think it's fantastic. But in Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper, guess who was the most cited author? I mean, I'll give you guys a couple seconds, but yeah, besides that point, it happens to be Dr. Stuart Haber. I mean, come on, right? That's crazy if you ask me. Dr. Stuart Haber, he's just on a whole nother level. Or should I say, KADENA's on a whole nother level, because what other project is like this, right? The team. It's almost unmatched, in my opinion. When you have a member of your team that's the co-inventor of blockchain, that's game, set, match right there. If Dr. Stuart Haber believes in a project, why would I not? Again, right, most cited author in Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper, and also the co-inventor of blockchain, man, that just says everything for me. That's all I need to hear, quite essentially. I think KADENA is very fantastic. He's not going to attach himself to a project that's caca, right? This guy's probably made it, right? He's not going to just attach himself to a random project. KADENA, I think it truly does speak for itself, in my opinion. And KADENA, I think it's also a lot better than, for instance, a caca layer 1 blockchain, much like Ethereum, because a lot of people, they often praise Ethereum, right? They think it's fantastic. They think it's the best, layer 1 blockchain out there. But in my opinion, that's actually not true, because when it comes to Ethereum, yeah, sure, the ecosystem is massive. When compared to KADENA, it does completely embarrass KADENA. That can't be denied. Even though I'm a fan of KADENA, that's just the facts at the end of the day. But also, what's another fact about Ethereum, right? It's the fact that a lot of people, they often argue that it's not even scalable. And as we all know, this can't be denied either. Gas fees, they're sky high. If anyone has used the Ethereum network, they'll know what I'm talking about, because it's completely ridiculous. I mean, it's insane. Ethereum, I don't think it's sustainable in terms of being adopted by enterprises. I really do believe that. I mean, why would an enterprise, right, adopt, something like Ethereum that gas fees are sky high? And also on top of that, it's arguably not even scalable. So it wouldn't make any sense. A lot of people, they seem to think that Ethereum's the best. Fundamentally, I think not. Was it good back in 2018 by those standards? Yeah, it was. But in 2024, I don't think people are looking for a layer one blockchain that's like that, right? That's caca, in my opinion. It's, for instance, you take a look at a Nokia. Was a Nokia good back in the early 2000s? Was it good back in the 90s? Yeah, sure. When people wanted, 6.9 megapixels on their camera, when they wanted to, I don't know, show off that they bought a phone that's quirky and that looks funky, that was made out of a cartoon or whatever, it looks like that, right? People don't care about that, right? Nowadays, at least. Back then, they wanted something cool. They wanted something funky that could take a very bad quality photo, but it was good at the time, of course. But you get my point. As of right now, that's just a no-bueno if you ask me. Nowadays, people want an iPhone. They want a Samsung, right? They don't want something like that, in my opinion. So again, Ethereum, it's like a Nokia. KADENA, it's like an iPhone 15 Pro Max. I mean, you choose yourself, right? Would you rather choose a Nokia or an iPhone 15 Pro Max? I mean, I think a lot of people probably know the answer for that. I know I would choose an iPhone 15 Pro Max, and that's why I would choose KADENA. I think KADENA, it's just much better as a layer one blockchain. It has more potential to be adopted by enterprises. And in my opinion, this is going to be a benefit to KADENA because when we take a look at it, right, historically speaking, what fostered the growth of the internet? Was it the retail market or was it the enterprise market? In my opinion, it was the enterprise market because historically we saw that the retail market, yeah, sure, it was able to push internet to somewhat of a height, right? But true enterprise adoption for the internet was what caused it to skyrocket to great heights that we know of today. And I think that exact same principle is going to apply to the world of blockchain technology because when it comes to enterprises, they have the capital, they have the resources, and they have the volume to facilitate growth at, again, such an insane scale. And I think that KADENA, it's well equipped for enterprise adoption, unlike Ethereum. And here's the thing, KADENA, it's not doing so bad as of right now, right? Over 50 projects on its ecosystem, which I think is very impressive. And now, with that being said, KDA at the price of $50, some people, they may think that it's a pipe dream, right? KDA is not going to go to the price of $50. Some people, they may think that way, but I don't think so because I think that really, it's not all that unrealistic. $50 for KDA, considering its current circulating supply, market cap at that point around $13 billion. And keep in mind, $13 billion market cap, it's not outlandish, it's not something crazy. You take a look at SHIB, main token of the Shiba Inu ecosystem, right? All-time high market cap, $40 billion, right? Around. We take a look at Doge, around $88 billion. So is around $13 billion too much to ask for? I think not. In the past, we've seen even meme coins far exceed this. Now, I get how SHIB and Doge, they have a lot of fans, a lot of hype, a lot of holders. But here's the thing. KADENA, it's an amazing layer one blockchain. So I don't think this is too much to ask for when it comes to its native cryptocurrency called KDA. And here's the thing. This bull run, in my opinion, is going to look like nothing else. I mean, currently, there's over 500 million people owning cryptocurrencies. To be specific, there's actually around 575 million, according to Crypto.com research. And when you have over 500 million people owning cryptos, the bull run, in my opinion, is going to look legendary. It's going to look insane. And we're seeing signs of it right now, right? Bitcoin all-time high. Ethereum, it's popping off, even though it's a dinosaur project. Again, it's popping off. But historically, this makes sense because usually, these bigger, cryptocurrencies, they're going to pop up first, right? Again, Bitcoin, Ethereum, we even take a look at Solana. But eventually, the smart people, they're going to take profits, right? And what's going to happen? The capital, it's going to start flowing into, relatively speaking, smaller projects, much like KDA, or should I say KADENA. And what's going to happen at that point, right? Also, it's going to flow into other altcoins, but you get my point, right? As that starts happening, the altcoin season is truly going to kick in. And it's going to be amazing, in my opinion, because again, when you have over 500 million people owning cryptos, really the sky is the limit. And of course, I think that KDA could hypothetically at least go to the price of $50, not financial advice, but it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think it's that amazing, and I think that this bull run could be that special. And of course, I'm not using leverage. I'm not, trying to day trade. I'm not trying to do any of that type of stuff whatsoever, right? I'm dollar cost averaging. I keep it simple. I just acquire. Anytime I earn income, I just put aside some for KDA. I hold, and I'm just waiting for that really massive rally. That's what she said. That's what I'm doing. That's it. No fancy trying to look at what happens to the price in the next couple hours, next couple, days. I don't focus on that, right? A lot of people out there, those influencers, or should I say gurus, they make a video on KADENA, but all they do is that they pull up a chart on KDA, they draw their grandma's G-string or thong or ding-dong or Lee the Captain edition bratwurst extender, or should I say they draw a random triangle, and they tell people to short, to long, and they never talk about, the fundamentals of KADENA. They never talk about its leadership. They never talk about its potential for enterprise adoption. They never talk about its partnerships. They never talk about any of this, right? They're just focused on what happens in the short term. And when people do that, in my opinion, that is a clear indicator that they don't really know what KADENA is all about. And I think that's a shame, right? Because they're not focusing on the fundamentals. And in my opinion, as a result of that, a lot of people, that follow these people, they don't understand what KADENA is all about. They don't understand just how special it is as a layer 1 blockchain. But I do, because I think it's fantastic. And that's why, again, I think that $50 for KDA, why not, right? During the peak of this bull run, at least that's the way I view it. Again, I think there are so many positive contributing factors which could very well allow for that to happen. This bull run could be special. And when you combine that with a project this amazing, really, I think that's game, set, match right there. I think KADENA, it's a sleeping giant. I think KDA is going to shock the world. And if you gain value from this video, make sure to subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And also on top of that, make sure to check out this very fantastic video. I think you all would really love it. It's been Lee the Captain. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.